Hello, my name is True Demon, and I'm the Devil Stockbroker. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch this video. Before we begin, please understand I'm not a financial advisor, and none of the following content is financial advice. The following content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Trading stock carries inherent risk, and you should always respect and understand your own personal risks when considering any investment. Please don't take what I say as gospel, and please do not trade based on the information that I receive and share through my content. Thank you so much, and have a hell of a time in the stock market. What happened to BRQS? BRQS got stop loss hunted. So this is a very common phenomenon in the stock market where brokers, specifically brokers and large trading hedge funds, will generate volatility and scoop up shares by hunting retail investors' stop losses. Um, so retail orders are easily visible on the level two. If you're not familiar with level two, it's basically the ladder that shows the bid and the ask at multiple levels beyond just the spread. So normally traders just see what's on the bid and the ask at the current trading market price. Level two is showing all of the limit orders that are placed on both sides of the bid and the ask. And additionally, there are stop loss orders. So if a retail investors use stop losses to protect their assets, and you do it because psychologically you want to protect your money, but in truth it ends up working against you most of the time, especially on extremely volatile stocks, because stop losses are something that are visible to the trading system, especially to brokers, because they see all of the orders that are placed. And what they will do is they can walk the price down to the stop loss, and then they will hammer it with an overwhelming number of sell orders. And what this does is it overwhelms the bid all the way down several levels, and it causes retail stop losses to trigger a limit sell order. And that selling begets selling, begets selling, begets selling, and it causes the price to rapidly spike down, which is exactly what happened here. This 1 minute candle it was almost 3 million shares traded, which is an insane amount. It's an insane amount of trading for BRQS. This single candle is more than you can see it on several of these orders. This was another stop loss hunt that turned right around. This spike right here was 3 million orders. It spiked the price straight down to 30, little below 32 cents, and the price returned exactly to where it was. That was also a stop loss hunt. Here's another stop loss hunt here. You can see these 4 candles going down. Each of these candles were at least 1 million in selling orders, culminating in a final 2.5 million sell order, and then it turned right around. So stop losses for retail, that's meant to protect you for like major blue chip stock investments. Honestly, like that's how I use stop losses. If something fundamentally changes for a company that I'm long in for like a very long term investment, and the market turns around on it, then my stop loss will protect me from an overwhelming loss, or it will protect my gains, just so that, if something happens and that stock turns around, I will get an immediate sell and I'll cash out my investment. But for something volatile and risky like BRQS, especially one that's being targeted by market makers and broker dealers to generate volatility and generate interest from shorts, they do this specifically to target retailers. So you're at a disadvantage because retail doesn't have access to see this. And in fact, hedge funds don't have access to see stop loss orders. Only market makers and broker dealers can see this. And of course, there's no way to really definitively prove that it would have to be your broker targeting your order for you to prove that they targeted you and forced you to take a loss by manipulating the stock. And it happens hundreds of times on a ticker every single week. Like it can happen many, many times. It's going on everywhere in the market on all tickers. So don't worry, BRQS isn't special. This happens all the time. But what will end up happening is BRQS is going to end up creating, it's going to end up turning around. We were actually discussing it on the Discord in Hell's Trading Floor. Just when it happened, we're like, this is interesting. They're walking the price down. I'm going to set a limit order. And I set my limit at 40 cents because I expected them to spike the price down. But it was, in fact, a stop loss hunt, and they pushed it all the way down to 32 cents. Now, there's no way I could predict that. Nobody can really predict it because it's just a sudden surge of sell orders. But you can kind of see signs when they're walking a price down, and they're working towards a certain price level. We imagined that it was for 40 cents. What we didn't see is that there were stop losses stacked up all the way back down to like below 35 cents. So brokers use this to their advantage. They'll slam the price down, and then they'll scoop those shares up immediately, and they'll take those market orders in order to reaccumulate inventory. They'll do it to generate volatility and create interest in the stock. They'll use it to attract short sellers in order to bring in more liquidity. They do it for a variety of reasons, and for whatever there's many arguments how stop loss hunting is quote necessary when it's really just predatory, but there's nothing that can be done about it. It's going to happen. So the best thing that you can do is just be ready for it and know when to expect it and be prepared. So what we can do is, just take notes, set alerts for stocks when they don't set stop losses when you're doing a volatile trade. If you're trading a volatile stock and you set stop losses, you're going to get hunted and you're going to lose your shares. And the price will turn right around on you because it's designed to do that. What you should do is set alerts. Look for alerts. That way you don't get your shares ripped out of your fingers the moment that this happens, because once the stop loss is triggered, it becomes a market order and it's out of your hands. Those shares are gone. If you set an alert and a spike like this happens, then all right, well, it was just a spike. They stop loss hunted, but I still have my shares. But if you see the price walking down and it breaks a fundamental, like technical trend or something like that, then you can make that decision consciously and use your objective analysis to decide, okay, my play is breaking down. I'm going to sell. So that's why I set alerts rather than stop losses. I rarely use stop losses except for like blue chip stocks.